Good afternoon, guys and girls. I am your voice of choice, DrMarxout, bringing you this week's edition of Storm. This is going to be the only episode we do this week before we get into this weekend's big 5-day Coronet Cup. We are kicking things off with women's action as we get a Season 2 debut and a Blitz debut. This is your former women's champion, CC Bones, making her way back into the Storm Shelter for her first time this season. Wearing some new gear. Looks like she got a belly button piercing. Sure, her father's not happy about that. Is rocking her new haircut too. Decided the pigtail game was only for Fumi. Got a big night ahead of you today. Setting up the contendership for our tag team championships. Gonna see our Blitz division champion in action in our main event. Have a couple more debuts. It's gonna be a good one. CC Bones awaiting her opponent for this afternoon's festivities, making her debut here on Blitz. If you missed her women's match last night, that big #1 contender fatal 4-way match, you're in for a treat. If you've missed Vicky Rush over in Supernova Pro, go check them out when we are done. But Rush is here in the Storm Shelter. If you could have a woman as crazy as Breeze and Callie Dane and not have them in Project Mayhem and dye their hair purple and give them tattoos over 90% of their body, it would be Vicky Rush. Woman is out of her gourd. CC Bones, Vicky Rush. Opening bell and Storm for this week is a go. CC Rush looking to run in, gets caught with the surprise Rana Pro troubles. Rush taking advantage early. Trying to work on those arms of Bones. We know she likes to throw those elbows out. CC though fighting off the ground with the jawbreaker. Runs through, big left arm lariat. So you're going to work on my right arm. Here's another one for you. Big running knee. Out of Rush though in retaliation. Stinger the kick across the back. Going back to work on that arm. First cover attempt of the afternoon. Barely gets a 1 count. It's way too early for that nonsense. Bones has had enough of those kicks. Takes Rush the full way outside of the playground. Bones butterflies those arms into a suplex, tossing Rush into the apron. The hardest part of the ring. Then sends Rush into that barricade. Got to be mindful of the count here. European uppercut. The freeze count is at 5. And Rush introduced the turnbuckle post on the outside. Thaddeus, the 3 count is broken. Bones now in full control. Trying to hyperextend that knee joint. Rush did spend a good chunk of the last half of last season injured over in Supernova. Between back and leg issues. She was actually supposed to debut for us last season, but, you know, injuries. Bones reversal on the Irish whip. Goes for the shoulder tackle. Rush out of the way. Rush for going for that knee. Spinning neckbreaker out of Bones. Rush coming off the ground for European. Going for the strike. Bones slips out the back. Throw under the back. Going for the Tiger suplex though. Rush rolls through with the victory roll. Gets a 2.8. Bones up on the shoulders. Drop throw first on the top rope with the stun gun. Falls into the cover one more time. Barely gets the respectable 1. And Rush still working on that arm joint. I don't know if she's added submissions to her game or if she just, I don't know where the logic here is. Back into that cover. The resiliency of Bones, very well known here in Blitz. Running elbow into the corner, snapmare's out. Diving elbow to that upper shoulder region. Bones in the corner, warming it up. Roll them Bones right hand. All that work on the elbows is for naught. Bones going right up top. Not wasting any time here. C defeat. Boots to the sternum. Into the cover. And Rush out at 2. Not 2.1, 2. That's the fastest I think I've ever seen anyone kick out of that. Bones throwing the elbows. Up to 4. Keeping the train going, working her way down to the knees and back up to the guts. Spinning it out. Jumping elbow drop to finish off. Now Bones working on the right arm. Into the cover. Rush kicks out at 2 once more. Snap kick across that back. Rush the surprise dragon screw. Big crossbody takes both women outside. Rush absolutely sacrificing her body here. Has Bones up on the shoulders one more time. Stun gun onto that apron. Something, hardest part, something of the ring. Hip tosses Bones over and throwing the knee strikes out. Has a hold of the arm, one more shot. Ducks the line into the Snapdragon on the outside. Referees count at 6. Rush throwing the forearms, kicks down low. In and out reverse DDT. Referees count at 9. Rush looking like she's going to take this thing on a count out. I have a hunch this is not going to be the last time we see this matchup. Right there, we've seen Rush try to sneak out the back door on the Tiger Suplex with a victory roll. Spent a good chunk of the match working on that elbow joint. Bones would come back with roll them bones. And would deliver C defeat. Looked like she didn't get all of it that she wanted. Vicky Rush, though, is your winner in her debut match here in Blitz. Making up for lost time, making up for that L she took last night. Our women's division is bolstering. We get set for our next match. The first of 2 tag team matches to determine our #1 contenders. As the Highlanders, Angus Fenwick and Gregor Erskine taking on your returning Wild Stallions, Buck and Burke. A whole lot of hoss in this match. You will notice that it's all bigger wrestlers. All of our tag team wrestlers are potentially booked due to the Cornet Cup coming up, so they didn't want to cross any lines because, you know, who knows, they may have to pull double duty, and Callie Dane's the only one crazy enough to do that. The Highlanders, we've seen their debut on season's beatings, unsuccessful against Storm Team 3. Wild Stallions returning from last year were the start of the undefeated Skeevy streak when it lasted. Couldn't beat Skeevy in singles competition, would go on to beat the Gentlemen's Club on numerous occasions after that. They were always on the outside looking in of that championship match, though. Could this finally be the year of the Wild? We know their sister Beck, who is still estranged from them due to her relationship with Skeevy Ray. She was our inaugural women's champion. I can tell you that Beck and Skeevy will both be returning this season. We're just working on contract stuff. There's going to be like almost 1,000 pounds in the ring in this thing. It's going to be gross. It's just 4 dudes beating the absolute bricks off of each other. It's going to be nasty. Highlanders from Scotland, Wild Stallions from Canada, tag team action. Next on Storm. If the lights go out, we await the first team out. Fenwick in the front, Erskine in the back. These 2 Scottish hosses. Looking to bring the fight here. Look good in their debut, even though they came up on the losing side. If you missed it, go check it out when we're done. Fenwick, part of that new generation of big guys that are a lot more agile than they look. Doesn't do all the flippy stuff of Buck Wild, but that's because he's not Buck Wild. That man's just a freak of nature, 275, wrestling like he's 175. The Highlanders are getting booed out of the building. The winners of this match will take on the winners of our next match. That'll be next week on Remedy. And then that team will go on to, as luck would have it, to take on our tag team champions, the Risen. That's down the line. Right now, we got the Stallions in the building. And Burke looking a little happier than usual. Normally, Buck's the only one with smiles. Burke running down first. As told in the offseason, Buck did everything he could to at least try to have Burke appreciate the humor in life. Try to get him to be a little less taciturn, but, you know, you can only do what you can. So much beard. Unofficial members of the Bearded Club. Gregor starting things off for the Highlanders. Buck starting things off for the Stallions. Tag team action, we are live. And Buck looking for an enziguri early. Gets absolutely tossed by Gregor. Big lariat doesn't catch all of it. Looks like he actually caught Gregor on the top of his head. Canadian whip. Dives through with the forearm. Erskine fighting off the ground with the back elbow. Runs through with the big lariat. Quick tag early. Angus Fenwick brought in. These two being very similar in their approach. Angus working on the arm. Playing to the crowd here in the Storm Shelter. Buck Wild, they're fighting off the ground with the back body drop. into that perfect rolling neck snap. Angus then into the Stallion's corner tag, brings in Big Brother Burke. Big Irish whip flipping Angus out of his boots. Gonna see all sorts of power on display here. Buck. Sorry, that was Burke. Deadlift German. Putting the boots. Now working on that neck. Going right back to it, just wrenching on it now. Looks like he actually has a hold of the beard. Kind of hard to tell from this angle. Into that Stallion recliner. Driving the 290 pounds in the lower back. Angus though slips out the back and picks the ankles. Brings Erskine in. Runs through with the lariat. We've seen the speedy guys on the team, if you can call them that. Now we're seeing the meat. Erskine dropping the bows. Big chop from Burke. Erskine looks staggered for a second. Big splash into the corner. Buck and Burke discussing strategy. Driving that knee into the mat. Trying to chop down the big trees. Erskine sent back into the Stallion's corner tag, brings in Buck. Thrown like a 275-pound missile. Erskine, though, dives through, brings in his partner, runs in with a boot, and then sliding sweep. Big hip toss, takes down Wild. First cover attempt of the match. Only gets a 1. Ducks the line, catches one on the way back in though. Buck had a hold of that grapevine, gets caught with a kick down low, and then another running boot from Fenwick. Sends Buck into the Highlanders corner. Gets caught with a running boot on the way in. Canadian whip going pillar to post. Another reversal. Fenwick trying to get out of the bad neighborhood. Tags in Gregor. Pops him up into the Samoan drop. Scottish drop? Pretty sure they ain't Samoan. Kick down low to the guts. Has Buck up. Tosses him across with the fall-away slam. I think that means not almost 300 pounds. Into the big splash. Erskine, I want to say, is in the 320 region. Into that shoulder claw. I think Gregor is the biggest man in this match, and that's saying something. Back to work on that arm. Dropping the elbows into that shoulder region. There's that trio of them. Erskine feeling himself now. Has Buck up into the side slam. Buck dives through, brings Burke back in. So many B's, too much alliteration. Whiffs completely on the jumping lariat. Gets caught, dropped into that gut buster. Almost a Canadian cutter. Big left hand. And that clubbing blow across the back. Gregor let the paws fly. Big hip toss belly to belly suplex. Going for another slam. Burke, though, powering out of it. Overhead belly to belly. Anything you can do, I can do better. Burke's teetering on the lower side of the 300-pound spectrum himself. Might even only be about 290. Still not a small man. Gets caught with an eye rake though on the way back up. Dodges the slam. Introduces Erskine to that corner in the Stallions region. Standing switch. And a spear takes Buck off the apron. Goes for the Irish whip, reverses into the side slam out of the corner. Buck slammed hard into that barrier. As Burke gets dropped with that choke breaker. Into the cover. Highlanders looking to move on. Buck, though, kicks out at 2.2. Takes that kick like it's nothing. Buck back on the apron. Burke looking for the gut wrench. Gets taken out with the back body drop. Highlanders tag. Both men heading up top. What in the nine hells are we going to see here? A splash and a guillotine leg drop. It's almost 600 pounds coming down on Burke Wild. And Buck not in the condition to get back in and save it. The Highlanders are moving on. If you look at the highlights, tandem offense from both teams. Burke thrown like a missile. Big hip toss takes Buck off his feet. Erskine and Burke would exchange belly to bellies, one in the hip toss variant, one overhead. Power game on display from both teams. It was nasty. Right here, that choke breaker started the beginning of the end for Burke. Right here, tandem splash, guillotine leg drop. And the Highlanders are moving on. The crowd here not happy about it. I don't think they care. As they'll now go in the back and await and see who they will be facing next week. And this one's reigniting a long-standing rivalry going back to last season. As Run PGH, your recurrent high-class wrestling tag team champions. Bake is also currently your Supernova Pro TV champion. Iceman is your international champion over in Supernova. Taking on one of the many iterations of Project Mayhem, Cade making his Season 2 debut with Amadeus Keith. Fun fact, last season, the High and Mighty were your number one contenders for the shot at the Risen at the Cease and Desist HD Remix. Cade and Keith picked up a big dub in that match, so Cade honestly feels like they should just have the number one spot just outright. That's not how we do things here, though. Both teams making their way down to the ring now already. Mayhem's flanked by Breeze. Run PGH flanked by BJ Wiley. This will be interesting. Winner will move on to take on the Highlanders. Keith starting things off with Bake. Keith is probably the tallest man out of these four teams we're going to see. Cade is absolutely the smallest. And Keith just squatting with Bake. Bake pushing 260, just getting suplexed like a cruiserweight. Speaking of cruiserweights, Cade no longer in the cruiserweight division. Rehabbing that knee injury he took at Smokeout last season. He's put on about 10 pounds of muscle. 10 pounds of insane violence. Keith putting the paws all over Bake right now. Bacon Iceman not wearing the matching Run PGH gear. Iceman not wanting to wear the blue after the comments we've made repeatedly. I don't think he cares that much. Lucha bump in the middle. Bake up in the military press. Taken down with the slam. Keith's normal tag team partner, Phoenix Vega, in a terrible car accident during the offseason. We wish him a recovery, but is back in retirement. Keith might be thinking retirement after catching that knockout knee. Probably not. Still early. It's been pretty much all Keith to this point anyway. He's fine. Bake bringing in Goat 2 Electric Boogaloo. Frozen Boogaloo is Iceman. Iceman working on the neck now, bouncing Keith's head off that mat. Keith coming with a back body drop. Iceman sent about 10 feet in the air. Fighting back with the hip toss, though. Iceman is arguably the best counter wrestler in the triad. Going back to work, bouncing Keith's head off the mat. Rock this on the dais. Yes, I'm talking back up. And another knockout knee, this one from the Iceman. Iceman had to do it himself last night on Blackout. Or was it Voltage? Chip Stackworth, where are you? I need corrected. Irish Whip sends Keith into the Run PGH corner. Big lariat. Keith now making his way across. Cade once in. I don't know why you want that kid. Keith looking to get his first shot at gold. Well, technically, I guess he had a shot last season a couple times. Cade looking to get his first tag team gold. Gets caught the go-to black guy move. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm going to say it. And Breeze up on the apron distracts Iceman, letting Cade catch him with that falling neck breaker. Cade showing some of that new power he's packed on. Sends Iceman shoulder first into the turnbuckle post, then whips him across the ring. Iceman, though, doesn't have time for that. Running lariat for Cade. Kicks down low. Has him up in the vertical, drops it into the brainbuster, floats right into the cover. Cade, though, out at one. Iceman's accolades, too numerous to go through, mostly because I don't even know them all. Gets caught the running boot, the only man in the triad, though, to hold all of his company's golds. Going counter for counter with Cade in the corner. Brings Bake in. Bake holding up that boot. Cade introduced forcefully into it. Bake working on that arm now. Bake, another member of that Elite Eight. Cade, former champion here in Blitz and our Blitz division. Former high-class cruiserweight champion. Sorry, this is the junior heavyweight. We've seen this last match. Iceman throwing like a torpedo. And Cade right up. Son, I'm not taking that bump. Gets caught that big right hand, though. Iceman dragging the eyes of Cade across that top rope. Breeze is the current next in line for that shot at the Supernova Pro Women's Championship. Breeze, currently the #1 contender, has that match at unrestricted. We were kind of trying to push to maybe a triple threat match, so I think that sounds awesome. And a page out of Iceman's own book from Keith, that military gutbuster. Cade driving the knees to the ankle of Iceman. Iceman's old. Knees ain't what they used to be. Iceman sent back in. Breeze is still one half of our women's tag team champions. Iceman fighting off the ground with that back body drop. Has counters for days. Has Cade up on the shoulders. Lance, Revolution. So interesting side note, Cade uses the Yellow Devil driver. BJ Wiley uses the driver of Black Chaos. It's practically the same move. Fun fact. Iceman looking for the exploder. Cade with the back elbow, fighting out of it. Says Iceman into the Mayhem corner. Hangs him up in the tree of Keanu Reeves. Boot to the guts. And introducing Iceman face first into that mat. So much extra stack. And he runs through with the soccer kick. Brings Keith back in. Iceman, though, has more experience than pretty much everyone in this company. Except for the other old guys. Shots fired. Huge kick from Keith. Iceman, though, sweeping the leg in the style of that Cobra Kai dojo. Keith set far corner. Big running lariat from the Iceman. Iceman could be looking for the biggest icebreaker. Has Keith up. Icebreaker, that nasty pile driver. Into the cover. Dead center. And in pretty quick fashion, Run PGH moving on to take on the Highlanders. Winner will get the Risen. Iceman actually did most of this match by himself. Would get thrown by Bake onto Cade. Cade popped right back up out of it. Shortly after Would catch that Lance Revolution. But in the end, Keith would eat that icebreaker. Cade looked like he's not still 100% after that leg injury he took. Wasn't able to get back in and break up the cover. So dem boys moving on to take on the Highlanders. The belt collectors looking to add some more bling to their collection. See, Iceman wasn't wearing blue. He looked fantastic in the match. I know how these things work. So we're moving on to another debut, both for the season and in general. Is Kirsty Ramon representing FCK. Can be taken on a debuting superstar. Father was a boxer. Caught some bad L's. Son trained in the same discipline. Decided he was going to pick up wrestling instead. Has trained under big money Matt Lewis. Nick Bruiser Jr. These two have been going back and forth on some of our house shows. It gets mean. Look for Bruiser to spend most of his time trying to flash that leather Ramon, though. Never one to take down a brawl. Kirsty Ramon was one powerbomb away from winning that Headhunter Championship at the Cease and Desist HD Remix. Ultimately came up short. Wearing that shirt that used to be the #1 selling item in the shop.blitz.com website. Ramon's partner, Jay Hellion, former Cruiserweight champion, Blitz Division champion, is in that Cornet Cup this weekend. Event was going to start on Friday. Due to some scheduling mishaps, though, however, it will be starting Thursday night instead, so we're going to be running Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and day 5, finishing off on Monday. You're going to hear a whole lot of this guy. Preparing you for it now, it's not going to be good. This match, however, should be very good. As Nick Bruiser Jr., representing the special circuit, making his way to the Storm Shelter for the first time. Our resident knockout artist. He's huge. Percy Ramon stands about 6'5", maybe 250. Nick Bruiser looks like he might be as tall or taller. Looks like he's pushing about 280. Andrew's still fast as hell, though. Jeez. This one's going to be one of those so-called slobber knockers. Ramon. Nick Bruiser Jr. Ramon ducks that shot immediately into the fisherman suplex. If Ramon has any sort of a speed advantage against anyone, it's going to be against Bruiser here, who has a hold of that trap lock. Bruiser's offense not going to be pretty here. Doesn't have a whole lot of wrestling background. Falls into the cover. Barely gets a one. Probably the only kick you're going to see out of Nick Bruiser Jr. Gets caught lariat into the corner. Ramon with the alley-oop out of the corner. Goes for that low kick. Into the right hand. And then an elbow drop to the knee. Throwing those shots. I never thought I'd say Kirsty Ramon has the technical advantage in the match. But in this instance, he has the technical advantage. He's the more experienced wrestler out of these two. I'm sorry, is Nick Bruiser wearing some of the Trill 3s? Ducks the line into the soul kick. Double leg takedown into throwing that leather. Now dropping some more bombs. Those short jabs. Brings Ramon to his feet. Lucha bump in the middle. Diving shoulder tackle. Ramon into the cover. And Ramon throwing a right hand. Has that knee super far up in the air and driving it in that. Yeah, Bruiser's wearing some of those official Star Trail kits. Some of those Trail 3s. Big power slam out of Bruiser. Keeps going to cover that from experience. Nasty kick across the back and then stops. Brings Ramon to his feet, spins around that discus right hand. Ramon does not have a glass jaw. Full control with that curve stop. Has hold of that headlock. Looking to put that big frame, trying to take some of the air out of the lungs of Kirsty Ramon here. Ramon that rolls out of it, standing side headlock. Ramon has Bruiser up. Walks out with the ladder bomb. Pretty sure that's not legal in boxing, right? Ramon here tuning it up. Off the ropes. Blitzkrieg Bob. Follows up with one more fist drop for good measure. A little less swagger. A little less swagger, but a lot more stank. Bruiser rolls out of the way of the stomp. It's kicked down low. Ramon has him hooked. Spikes him with the death wish. Flips him over into the cover. Referee doesn't see Bruiser's leg completely under the rope. Bruiser, though, still finds a way to kick out at 2.8. Takes that big overhand shot, reversal on the Irish whip. Kick to the guts. Brings Ramon back up to his feet. Double axe handle. That was nasty. Has that out. Throwing the bombs. Huge right hand. Ramon could be out after that. Ramon, though, still something left. Kicks out at 2.8 himself. Kersey fighting off the ground with the European uppercut. Into that air raid siren driver. There's like 14 variations on that. I don't know which one's which. Ducks the clothesline into the running shoulder tackle. Bruiser back up, catches another one. Ramon ducks the line. Into that thunder bomb. Brings Bruiser back up to his feet. Drop toe hold. Into the STFCK. Too close to that rope though. Bruiser grabs a hold of it. Rolls out of the way of the stomp. Takes another right hand. I'm not sure this is a striking match you want to get into, Ramon. Liger bomb one more time. Ramon wasting little time here. Kicks down low. Picks him up one more time. Death Wish, dead center. Floats over into that cover. And Bruiser out of 2.9. This thing's going to continue here. I thought that was all she wrote. Bruiser, though, coming back to that short arm lariat. Not sorry, that wasn't even a lariat. That was a shoulder tackle. Dropping the combo one more time. Into the cover. Feeling like he might have finally knocked out Ramon. Kicks out at 2.3. Whiffs ridiculously on the kick. Backside driver suplex out of Ramon. Into the cover. Feet on that second rope. Ref didn't see it. Do your job, 3 count. Bruiser taking the full way out to the playground. Ramon going to be a little more comfortable out here. Huge belly-to-belly suplex. Has Bruiser up on the shoulders. Stun gun onto the apron. Sends Bruiser back in. Kersey wants to finish this thing on the inside. Damage may have been done though, spiking that knee one more time off that center shield. Bruiser though out at 2 clean. Ramon wondering what it's going to take to beat this rookie. Leg sweep out of Bruiser Jr. Measuring Ramon here. Throwing the shots to the kidneys. Big uppercut. The special circuit. That is 3 count right there. And Ramon looks like he might be out. Nick Bruiser Jr. wins his debut. Nick Bruiser very confident here. Take nothing away from Ramon, though. That was a fight and a half. Bruiser took 2 of those big Death Wish DDTs. But in the end, would come back with that combo. So we get set for women's action as Moira picked up that big upset victory last week against Callie Dane, taking on Kashmir Khan. Very impressive rookie out of Supernova. I want to say this is her debut for us, too. It's going to be a lot of that in the next few weeks. A lot of returns, a lot of cross-promotional debuts, a lot of actual debuts. We've talked about Moira's history as a deathmatch wrestler over in Europe. Unfortunately, our insurance will not let her wrestle that style here. Yet apparently we signed Jimmy Havoc last week. Which, if you missed that, Whole lot of surprises came out of last week's edition of Remedy. Not going to spoil all of them. Just wait till we're done. Subscribe to us. Go subscribe to Supernova. Go subscribe to High Class, who will be going live today. I think, after us at some point. And then go back and watch everything from our on demand. And I do mean everything. That's later, though. Right now, we have women's action. As the Scotland psychopath making her way into the storm shelter. Staking her claim as the #1 contender for Callie Dane's Women's Championship. Feels like she should get that first shot since she did pick up that victory. Moira might be as crazy. It's like she heard me talking about her. Callie Dane here. Moira doesn't see her. Women's champion running through with that big double axe handle, dropping the woman that upset her last week. Callie now in the mount, throwing the lefts. Absolutely putting the paws and hooves all over Moira here. Is this the match now? Moira, though, surprise ninjas running through with that tornado DDT. We are expecting Moira and Kashmir Khan. We might just be getting Moira and Dane too here. Moira raking back on the eyes of Dane. Dane, though, catching her with the Tanahashi takedown, that G1. Elbow to the small of the back. Makes it a double. So one more for good measure. Yeah, 3 counts out of the ring. This match is not happening. Up kick, though, from Moira. Runs through that DDT one more time. This thing's breaking down in a hurry. Dane brought back to her feet and beeled backwards. Moira flips out. Another variation on that DDT. Now has a hold of that iron claw lock. Dane, though, fighting up. Big Queen Hippo punch. Breaks that grip. Leg sweep, and then that soccer kick to the hips. Dropping the boots one more time. Dane, big lariat, takes down Moira. 3 count here, trying to separate these two. We have to get some help out here. All right, I guess we're not getting that match. We are getting, however, our main event of the evening. As former Spice Rack member Naga taking on our current reigning and defending Blitz Division champion, Nightmare. Nightmare won that at Dilly Dilly. The only man other than Mighty to successfully defend that title over last season. The youngest member of our roster to hold gold. Been told he's been being scouted by some of the other factions. Is kind of doesn't have a posse to run with right now. Former tag team champion 2 times last season with Cero Miedo. Once with El Hijo del Trueno, who has retired. Once with Phobos. It's kind of freebird rolling it, though. They all could have defended it whenever. Naga also part of a faction that was freebirding those tag team titles with the Spice Rack, mostly held, though, by Sir Acha and Jalapeno, who both returned to CWA and High Class Lucha. But right now, we have Blitz Division action in our main event. Both of these men are in the Cornet Cup. I don't have the brackets fully in front of me, but I want to say they're on different days. I know the Nightmare's on day 3. I don't know off the top of my head where Naga's at in the listings, though. Could be interesting. And Naga's sporting some new gear. Taking a shot at Nightmare, wearing that mask on his knee pad. The Tijuana Reaper making his way into the Storm Shelter for his first time this season. Naga came up short in his only singles shot he had at that Blitz Division title last season against Mighty. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't ever think he actually received a title. No, he did. He absolutely did. Because Team Mexico did win the World War last year. Which there are still talks of setting up that event again this season, just in a slightly different format. So we'll see how that plays out. We await the entrance of our current Blitz Division champion. Lights are down, smoke fills the arena. That either means Salvia or Baker backstage. We know Baker's backstage, we've seen him earlier. Champ crawling through that fog somewhere. I can't quite see where he is. And the champ is here. Wearing that new mask, wearing that new coat. No capes unless you're Moto. And Moto's retired, so no capes. Nightmare crawling his way down that walkway. This kid is nuts. Wearing that newly designed belt. We don't got a guy like High Class has a guy for the belts, but we got a guy. Nightmare playing to the crowd here in the Storm Shelter. Celebrating his 20th birthday this weekend. On day 2, actually, of the tournament. 20th or 21st, I don't remember. Kid's still young. Is the lights back on? And they're back out. And back on. Light switch raves here in the Storm Shelter. Nightmare finalist in last year's Super Junior World Cup in High Class. One day 3 would ultimately fall short in that triple threat finals. To eventual winner Scotty Grimes, and I don't remember who else made it. I think Dynamite. Maybe Zero. I know it was a returning World Cup winner. Who would then go on and earn that shot at Dilly Dilly. outlasted Jay Hellion, outlasted Flip Sunset, and outlasted Paul Smackage to claim his first singles gold. Naga looks ready. Nightmare looks ready. Main event time. We are a go. Nightmare is the tallest member of our Blitz division. Naga right on the average. Reversal on that wrist lock. And Naga sweeping out the back leg. Throwing the strikes. Naga will have that striking advantage. Ducks. Leapfrog. Going for some sort of toss though. Nightmare flipping through with the lariat. That perfect neck snap. Looked like he got a little bit extra torque on it since he kicked off those ropes. Naga they're fighting off. A kick to the knee and then that lariat into the corner. Going for the stop. Nightmare catches the boot. Doesn't catch the second though. And Brandon Gates from Project Mayhem, your current Supernova Pro Cruiserweight champion out here. Naga's not paying attention. Gets caught the shot from Nightmare. Nightmare has a hold of that arm. Elbow to the elbow joint. Going for the cutter. Naga though dives through with the lariat and kips up for good measure. Big drop kick right in front of Gates. Is Gates out here scouting Nightmare? Nightmare rolls through, drop toe hold. That roll through clothesline one more time. Nightmare heading all the way up. Waits for Naga to get to his feet. Dives through with the elbow. Now those short curb stomps. Arms outstretched. Into the cover, Fatty's 3 count right there to count it. Only gets a 2. Stinger of a kick. Naga though perks right back up. That kip up lariat one more time. Rolls through with the knees. Knee salt following it up. Now trying to wrench that knee backwards. The knee strikes up Naga, very dangerous. Nightmare rolling out of the way of the kick. Bucks the lariat. Naga throwing those kicks to the hammies. Now playing in the crowd here in the Storm Shelter. Violating Wizard Rule. Nightmare fighting off the ground, trying to pop that shoulder joint out. Car elbow tie up, split up. There's some Lucha Libre. Head scissor takedown. Now trying to pop that knee joint out. Nightmare introduced to that turnbuckle post. Here's 10 more of its friends. Nightmare staggered here. Naga with that back suplex, showing some power. Hits a neck snap of his own. Nightmare back off the ground. Into that bizarre package slam. Into the cover. Only gets a 1, took too much time posturing. The exuberance of youth. Naga fighting back with the King Hippo punch. Kick caught though, elbow to the knee. Nightmare looking for that Northern Lights possibly. Standing Spanish fly. Nightmare out of 2.9. Naga absolutely stunned right now. Into that rear chin lock variation. Nightmare rolls out of it. Kick down low. Tijuana Reaper out of nowhere. And Nightmare kicks out at 2.5 one more time. Pops off the ground, trying to work on that shoulder joint some more. Big double chop. Naga brought back to his feet. Kick down low. Northern Lights variation with the bridge. Naga out 2.9. Gates liking what he's seeing out of Nightmare here. Nightmare kicks down low one more time. Has Naga up. Elm Street driver. Falls into the cover, doesn't want that bridge. And Nightmare weathers the storm of Naga and showing why he is the reigning champion. Picking up that momentum going into the Coronet Cup this weekend. Naga very game in this match. Almost like a fall-away package powerbomb out of Nightmare. Naga would come back shortly after, catch that standing Spanish fly, would also hit that Tijuana Reaper knee strike. Nightmare kicked out on that chicken wing right here. Tijuana Reaper. Thing's gross. Looks like he didn't get enough of a run up to get the full torque on it that he wanted, though. A T-bone Northern Lights. Almost like an exploder Northern Lights. Nightmare would then go on and hit that Elm Street driver. Gates extending the hand here. Nightmare. Might just be respect amongst champions. Can we see Nightmare wearing a different mask, though, in the future? And that's going to do it for us here on Storm. So for all your winners and losers, for Callie Dane getting a measure of revenge against Moira, for the Highlanders and Run PGH setting themselves up in a #1 contenders tag team match, but for Nightmare, most importantly, I have been your voice of choice, DrMarxout, signing off. We'll see you Thursday night for the day 1 of the Coronet Cup.